Hey guys, I'm back with another episode review and I'm looking forward to this one especially. Please excuse the noise. So we start off with Spencer who has a nightmare. Remember when I said in the last review that it looked like she and Toby got back together or something weird was going on? She was just dreaming and then basically Toby, whoever it was, wrapped their hands around her neck and that's what made her wake up. Pretty scary stuff. So Spencer, basically, the girls are saying that she needs to talk to her sister because of what Arya's dad said about seeing Melissa outside Allie's home the night that Allie died. But they just don't know exactly how to approach Spencer with that just yet. Let me see here. Emily, she sent a box in the mail from Nate, and it has a whole bunch of birthday cards in it from when she would send birthday cards to Allie. Those are some really cute cards. Did y'all notice that? But anyways. And then there's also a biology notebook in there with a conversation between Allie and somebody else. But we're going to get back to that in just a quick second. Hannah's mom is concerned about, of course, Hannah. But we all know how Hannah is. Hannah's like, Mom, it's nothing. Just drop it, okay? Hannah just does not like to tell her mom anything that's going on in her life. Meredith, okay. Arya's dad basically was talking to Meredith's dad on the phone, and apparently Meredith has kind of like a history of issues, and that she's off her medication or whatever. I cannot believe I fell for all that. Anyways, Spencer, she doesn't feel comfortable talking to the girls yet about Toby and what's been going on, so she kind of keeps it to herself for a little while. And then when Emily shows Arya and Hannah the biology notebook, I believe it's Arya who says, "Why is Allison writing about Toby?" So Toby has been involved with this for quite a minute now. Hey guys, if you're confused right now as to why I look so different in this video than from the beginning, if you stop this video and watch the one I posted yesterday, it'll all make perfect sense. But let's get back to the episode. I'm sorry this video is so late, but things happen in life and it is what it is. So where I left off, Hannah overhears Paige talking to someone on the phone. And she mentions, you stuck a wet brain in her locker, and she still came to school the next day, like smiling and all that, talking about Mona and what happened with the brain in the locker. And then she mentions Caleb's name. Now, from the way she said it, I got two things out of it. Either she was saying it in the context of she was actually talking to Caleb, or the context in which she just said his name. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone else is on the phone, but she mentioned Caleb's name, but she wasn't really talking to Caleb. I don't know. I got two different vibes from that. But she did say, I said that I'll do it. And it's like, what is it, Paige? What is it? What are you about to do? And then Spencer and Emily are in the girls' bathroom. Emily is trying very hard to get Spencer to read the notebook. And Spencer, she's really just not having it because of what she's found out about Toby and everything, but she finally does look at it, and then we go into a flashback with Toby and Allison. Allison visits Toby in juvie, and she has all these notes from A, and she's saying things like, did you write, did you write these, what's going on and all that stuff, and he's like, I didn't send you these. And then they talk about Jenna, and she's saying, well, Jenna obviously didn't send it because she was in the hospital at the time. And what did Toby say? He said that he wishes that he knew who wrote those notes because he'd be offering his services. And I was like, oh my goodness. Toby. Just such a shame, man. Such a shame. And then Spencer, she starts crying and everything. Because, of course, there's the part about Allison saying, I wish you'd kiss me when I'm sure you wish you kissed me when you had the chance or something along those lines. And Spencer starts crying, and Emily's like, what's going on? And Spencer finally admits that she and Toby have broken up. And Emily's like, oh, wow, really? But Spencer doesn't say everything just yet. She doesn't mention why they broke up. Then while Spencer is in class, she gets a text from Arya that says, Ezra freaked. He broke up with me. Meet me at the park. And then Spencer gets up and she yells at Arya's mom and stuff, and then she just leaves the class. I mean, this breakup has really broken Spencer down, and Spencer has gone off the deep end. Now, I do remember that when we come back from commercial break, Spencer rolls up on Ezra in the park, and she basically spills the beans, okay? She spills the beans about everything. And it is so crazy because I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, Spencer, stop talking, stop talking, no! And then she realizes what she did and she gets on her bike and she just like leaves. She's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I just said all that. And Ezra's sitting there looking like dirt? Like, what the heck are you talking about? I was like, the grits have hit the pan. Woo, child, let me tell you. Emily's mom now works at the police station, and she asks them, should Nate's family have their address so they can send them things? And everyone's like, no, that's not right. That shouldn't be happening or anything. And then Emily finds a photo of Cece and Allison in the back of the notebook. Ezra comes to the school and confronts Arya and everything, and he's like, you're the one that I want to spend my life with. But you should be able to basically come to me and tell me, what's going on. Then Arya gets a text from A that says, thought you needed a push, so I pushed send for you. And that's when Arya realizes that Spencer was set up by A. And she did not tell Ezra all this information intentionally. So Wilden takes the time to confide with Emily's mom about how Emily has been feeling. Basically, he's kind of like, I went through the same thing in my past where, witnessing someone die, just like Emily did, and how traumatic that can be on someone's life. And Emily's mom says, well, when did you get the courage to just start talking about it? And he said, well, just now. And basically that's kind of like you experience traumatic experiences in your life, and it's really hard to talk about them over time. So it's not like something's wrong with her. It's just difficult to talk about those things that happen in our lives that we witness, experience, things like that. Then Arya confronts Spencer, and Arya's like, I know that you were set up. I didn't come here to punish you or anything. And Spencer's saying, you know what? We need to just stop blaming A for everything and start blaming ourselves. And Arya's like, well, gee, nice to see you're actually concerned about how I'm feeling. And then she just pretty much, walks away. Spencer has, like I said, she gone off the deep end. She is done with this whole A situation. And then Emily is talking to Cece, and Cece mentions the time that she and Allie were together at one point, and she mentions that she has no idea who the beach hottie is or anything, and that she may have seen him but didn't know it was him, stuff like that. And then there's the flashback, and Allie is talking to Cece saying that, she's late, like her period is late, and she's 2 weeks late, and she's possibly pregnant. Okay, so next on the list, Hannah follows Paige to a lesbian club. Yes, child, lesbian, women all up on each other. And then Spencer starts texting someone saying, are you willing to meet me tonight? And that person says yes. And I was like, Spencer, what are you about to do, boo-boo? All right, I'm about to break down the end of this episode for y'all real quick. Hannah is at the lesbian bar. She sees Paige and this other girl sitting a little too close to each other. She gets a drink from the bartender, and she's like, I didn't order this. It's from another girl who thinks Hannah is a hottie. So what do? They start dancing a little bit. She tries to act natural. She doing her thing. Homegirl's girlfriend comes up, pours a drink on Hannah. And then who shows up? The popo, looking for some ID. Hannah doesn't have any, ID saying that she's 21 and over. So what happens? She basically gets picked up by the popo. Anyways, Emily has decided to turn in the notebook to the police. And while she's there, Hannah shows up. They chit-chat. Then she turns it into Wilden. Wilden walks away. Emily goes to get some coffee. She stops short. Wilden was in Cape May around the time all this stuff was going down. Now, Emily also talks to Arya about Allison possibly being pregnant. Arya's like, really? Wouldn't that have showed up on her autopsy and blah, blah, blah? Spencer's in the car crying her little heart out because of what she's about to do. Apparently, she talks to someone, gives him the key with the A on it, and says, if you follow Toby, you're going to find out where this key goes to, or what this key goes to. She rips up the photo, hands it to the man, and then that's it. Hannah talks to her mom about what happened, and Hannah's mom was like, stay out of this. You know, what happens between Emily and Paige is none of your business. Then Arya, and Ezra leaves to go see his son, and Ezra starts crying. That was very heartbreaking. And Arya is just left standing there as Ezra drives away. How do I feel about this episode? I thought this episode had a lot of bombs being dropped, especially with Spencer. Spencer just went crazy. The next episode's coming on tonight. I'm looking forward to that. I will try very hard to get that review out to you guys in a timely fashion. But like I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done saying why these things may be late. You guys should know by now I got a life outside of YouTube, and it is what it is. Back to what I was saying. This episode was very good. Not as suspenseful as I would really like it to be, I really hope this next episode has more of that Pretty Little Liars suspense in it that makes you like hang on to the side of your bed or the side of your seat like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? I need a little bit more of that in my life right now. I need a little bit more of that in my life. But other than that, I will see you guys soon. Maybe not too soon, but I will see y'all soon. All right? Take care, everybody.